Hello. Hello to the people. I am looking for a suitable USB plug, and I just found one. That's great. I'm going to have to pack all my stuff up soon. You know. All right. Do we have extra windows? This is kind of extra. I mean, we don't really need the debugger right now. Let's close this. We might need it. We might need it later. We don't need that. All right. We do need chat, of course, because chat is life or something. Okay. We're just going to continue what we were doing on the last stream. Just left off right there. Just left off right there. Okay. Boom. So, game is looking so sick. No, you know what? Let's do a screenshot Saturday before we really get into it. We did an art review today, and so many levels got done that we couldn't even finish the meeting after 2 hours. But I don't remember what the levels were. Let's see. I'm just looking at what people have checked in lately. That looks pretty okay. That could be a screenshot Saturday. Well, you gotta start the level. That could be a screenshot Saturday. It's a little bit of a gameplay spoiler, though. Maybe if I did this. That could be a screenshot Saturday. Let's see what else. This is a kind of a not that exciting level geometry. Like, it looks cool for what it is, but the level is probably not. It's probably not the most screenshot Saturday of a level. How many artists are working on it? Right now, 3, and they're doing a lot of levels, so that's great. Yeah, this is one of the ones we looked at today. I think I could just scroll through here and we'll get some. This is one of the ones we looked at. Let's screenshot Saturday this. Right, so does that. I think that should just put it in my paste buffer, right? Let's see. Paste buffer, all right. Okay. I'm going to say going to make a tweet where I say I can't make a new tweet from this page, can I? I'm going to make a new tweet where I say Elon Musk says the singularity already happened, just ask the monkeys. That's true, but that would be a pretty slow singularity. Let me just say Saturdays are not complete for me without the joy of posting a screenshot for Screenshot Saturday. Okay, so there we go. I mean, the yellow beam on the bottom doesn't look that good, but it's fine. We'll deal with that later. You got home from a 13-hour shift. That's a significant shift. All right. So we did a screenshot Saturday. Someone's going to complain about the outlines on the monsters. Okay. Let's go back to the job that we were... Oh, I didn't have to do that because I'm here. Okay, so we were doing the fast travel. And I believe we had done this whole quadrant, although... Okay, that's kind of junk. We did the gem room. I don't think we did what is west of the gem room. Let's just go up there and look at this. I gotta hide all the stuff. All right. If these were all correctly hierarchically grouped, I could have hit them all faster, but, you know, somehow that doesn't always happen. I could fix that, but that, you know, it's my policy of not totally rat-holing. Okay, so this thing here is the room west of this thing. Now, it's a little bit of a fib if we connect it to this, but I think it's fine, right? So the little orange prongs that you're seeing there are, wait, are they in the wrong place? Oh, no, those are these. Maybe we should change the color to match the new color, right? This kind of, we could stash that color in the buffer so we have it. So this room is that, and this is that, and, you know, we connect them up, but it's fine. It's fast travel, guys. It's fine. So we'll do that and basically keep it the same as it was other than that. Okay, so this is going to be this color that we see. See how easy it is? See what a cool engine we have? All right, so this is 1, 2, 3, 5 by 3. So it's already the max size. Whoops. Let's move these over here for a second while we figure out what to do with them. And then, I mean, the thing is, this kind of wants to be in the middle because it's like 5 by 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's in the middle, it goes there, which is kind of wrong, but we could do this. We could like cheat at this a little bit, and then it lines up and it's fine. And we may want to change that later. Now there's a room west of this one. But it's mostly water. And it doesn't have... this is all trash that's going to get redesigned. This is basically just some islands and stuff, but we could stash that color and we can just make some islands and attach them to this, right? So... I don't know, like, we could go, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like that, right? And we're just gonna, I don't know, this doesn't, this is just making the map match. Okay, so we did all this stuff. So the question is, north of Druid Club, we need to fill in whatever is... So, okay, so we have the center, and then we have 1, 2. We have 3 by 2. Really, 3 by 2 northwest of the center is done, and then that room. But that needs to change based on entrances and whatever. So the question is, what's north of Druid Club and around? Let's delete these. Those were the thing. Whoops. Those were the things that I moved. And we'll just get rid of them. Okay. What's north of Druid Club? The answer is some stuff. So I'm going to screenshot like all of this because we don't have this. This is just a tiny thing, but it needs to be on because there's a teleporter. And then we don't have these 5 rooms here. So I'm going to screenshot. I'm going to run Mario Paint. Paste this into Mario Paint. Put it over there. My stream notification has become your go-to-bed alarm. That could be offensive. But, I mean, I have been streaming about the same time of evening for me every time. I imagine it's quite late if you're in a different time zone. All right. So... okay, what is that cube doing there? That's not a good cube. That's a misfire if I ever saw one. All right. So I've got my screenshot up, and the first one that we will do is just the one that's over here because it's tiny. Actually, so I have the teleporter for this already. This is the... okay, this is a hard situation because let's do this because you go into this room and from kind of the side, and I don't want you to be able to push these. Oh, but see, you'll be able to push this guy out if you mirror him. You're just supposed to be able to mirror him for fun. It's like not real. So now I got to figure out why you can't push the guy. And the answer is I don't know. I mean, really, actually, these things are sort of... we could just make these one level down like they are in the actual level. That just seems ridiculous. You know what? Let's get rid of the mirror. We don't always have to have a mirror. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I don't know. Like that. This is very temporary. So the thing is, the water, we don't really want to be there. Oops. We don't really want it to be there. However, we don't have another way. We need to like block player motion outside and all that. So we're using water for that. But we may change that for the final game. So for now, I'm just going to let you do this. And this guy's going to go back and forth, and that's fine. And then there's nothing actually west of there. So these are all in FU Crystal Rover. FU Crystal Rover. That is not. So we put that in the group. Oh, I keep doing this. Really, we want to do that. Okay. So now there's a room here. And actually, we don't really have what's south of here, which is weird. I mean, this maybe is fine, but maybe there's something. We're going to have to go check in a little bit, but not yet. I want to do everything that's on the map here. So this thing that we did at the end of last night really should have an opening here. And then we're just gonna make a little peninsula here. This doesn't go anywhere. It's like dark brown. But this is really here. And all of this is like attached to something down here. This is complicated because we want this. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something tricky. We're going to put this in FU Crystal Rover. This doesn't need to be there. What is this? This can be in FU Dense Wrapping. Okay. And then, so that's fine. And then when you get this one, you get these. All right. Cool. Something like that. It'll be fine. So now, I mean, really, these all should be okay. Great. Now what? So like I said, we might be missing some stuff there. Someone please remind me of that if we don't get it. But we need to see what's north of Druid Club. And the answer is Push Club. We don't talk about Push Club. It's rule number 1 of Push Club. So there's Push Club, and then, but there's no, there's no teleporter inside Push Club. So that's fine. This thing, okay, something seems wrong. Something seems wrong. This room is maybe totally wrong. We're going to have to look at that. This one, I thought... Okay, hold on. What is east of Druid Club? East of Druid Club is this warrior room. That's approximately right. Druid Club doesn't go all the way to the east. So right now that is ending in a dead end, but we could make it go out. So, okay, maybe this is fine. Let's see. Maybe I'm just a little bit confused like usual. So we do this. This comes out, goes north. We got Druid Club here. Now, north of Druid Club gets connected to from this. And that is like a white room and stuff. And then there's a room north of that. And then here there's Goblin Central. And north of that is Push Club. So when I said Push Club was north of Druid Club, that was just complete fake news. Like, I was looking at the wrong thing. I don't even know. All right, so I'm going to do a thing here. And this has its own thing. This is Tower Club, maybe. Tower Club. Tower Club has see, okay, this is weird. We're dealing with complex 3D overlappings here. Let's just, oh no, you know, this is fine. So Tower Club doesn't really go all the way over there. All right, we got that. We got these are totally the wrong color. We're going to let you walk in there for fast travel purposes, but you can't really do that. These are like pretty bright. All right, and then this is going to go out to Swim Club. But this is Tower Club, and as such, it's going to have some blocks here that are grayish. Okay, so now the question is, we could be cute and put the teleporter up here, and then you couldn't get to it. But there's a near... Let's just do that to be sassy. You can only go there and then drop down. Fuck you. All right. North of this... Well, let's do the grouping. Well, first, let's give ourselves a little stub here. All right. So this is going to be... what did I call it? FU Tower Club. It's not really towers. Whatever, let's call it Cliff Club. Cliff Club. All right, and then up here is going to be Swim Club. And Swim Club does also have a teleporter. It's got an island that goes like this. There's walls around all of Swim Club. Around the whole... You know how Andy in Twin Peaks says, I'm a whole damn town? It's like that, except different. And right now it's a sealed room. And we just sort of have this, and I don't know, there's like an island up there, and there's an island up, whoops. There's an island up there. You can't get to none of those. It's fine. And then here is the teleporter. This is FU Swim Club. All right. Now from here, excuse me, I'm choking to death. Just sometimes I breathe the wrong way. I'm just not that good at breathing, apparently. Okay, so this, we'll put that in the same group as that. And then you get here, and this is FU Goblin Central. And we're just going to let this connect through to there. So Goblin Central does have a teleporter. It's got some walls. Don't you worry about that. It's got some walls. And I don't know. You always gotta give the impression. And these also go around and around. And but it does go north. And this is I don't know. That's not quite right. It's like not really possible to approximate, but we can put the monstro. Okay. This is FU Goblin Club. And then north of this, like I said, Push Club does not have its own thing. This also has walls. But then it's water over here. And there's a golden island here. Ish. And this also has monstros, but do we want... I don't know. Okay, whatever. These all join Goblin Club because they do not have their own identity. And we'll change the color on these to match the level right now. They are some kind of like okay, like that. Okay, I think that is everything that I took the screenshot of for anyone who tuned in later and is like, what the hell is going on? Here, I'm actually not going to do this way because that is misleading. I'm going to put these, and I'm also going to put those in, oops, that club. Okay, so we had the question. I think this is mostly a gap, but what is southwest of Rover Club here? Is the question. Where's that's Rover Club? Nothing. All right. It's this square. All right. So we've basically, yeah, we did Swim Club. We did Goblin Central. So we're done with a lot of things. We haven't quite done everything on the south. I don't know where we've done. Let's I think we did like 3x3 from the south, but then there's more stuff down here. Let's see. We don't have an equivalent grid here. So we've got 1, 2, 3. No, we did stuff. We did this stuff. What am I talking about? Okay, anything directly south or in the southeast quadrant is not done. So we got to look at that. Directly south of the crossroads, there is a little bit of stuff, and there's a bunch of little islands. And the thing is, they do have teleporters. Now, I'm going to do these, but these might change, honestly. This is like all very temporary. Okay. Let's take another screenshot. This is more zoomed out. We can see the crossroads at the very top, and we see a lot of squares. And I'll paste that into Mario Paint. I'm getting a little bit hungry. Have I seen the new Tim Robinson movie Friendship? Unfortunately, I did, and I brought a date to the movie who didn't know who Tim Robinson was. And I don't recommend doing that. I will say I did not really like the movie anyway. I wouldn't watch it really even by myself. Did she get lost in the sewers? I mean, I think we had both checked out sometime around the sewers. The second sewers when she gets lost, yeah. Did she know who Paul Rudd was? I don't know. Movies have never seemed like a good date activity. They're not really, because you're both just sitting there looking at the screen the whole time. That's why I rarely do it. But I wanted to see the movie, and I was like, why don't I see it with someone instead of by myself? Yeah, I really didn't think it was a good movie, but a friend of mine really likes it. So I don't know. Your opinion may differ. And the cool old looking cinema, no, I've never been in there. Like they almost never show regular movies there. Um, this was at a modern crappy theater. Yeah, this is the weird thing about the movie is it's so sometimes in I think you should leave the sketch just doesn't land. Or maybe it's not totally trying to be funny. So the canonical example of this is I think from the last season, like the Diner Wink sketch with Bob Odenkirk. You're like watching it and you're like, when is this going to be funny? And then it ends, right? And Friendship was like 50 of those strung together. It wasn't like 50 of Hot Dog Guy strung together. You know what I mean? And I guess that was intentional, but like I wanted the version that's 50 of the funny sketches strung together, you know? A whole season of the Zipline reality show, yeah. That would be great. I'd watch that. What is the plan for artists finishing all the levels? We are probably going to put some contractors on to help finish, but in reality, the 3 artists we have working on the game right now could finish all the levels. Like, we've got over 500 levels with art now. So, I don't know, man. Are the rest of the levels going to reuse assets? I mean, most of the levels reuse assets. Like, we're not making new meshes for every single level. We're placing pre-made meshes in the level. Where do we find our artists? I mean, hiring process, you know? But if your question is, are you ever going to have 20 artists working on the game? The answer is no. The people we have working on it are doing levels at a pretty fast pace, honestly. I think the last stat I heard was it takes about 2 days to do a level. So, if you're going to do, if we had to do 900 levels from scratch right now, at 2 days per level, that would be hard because that would be 1,800 days divided by 3 artists. That would be 600 days. So that would be, like 2 years. But we have a lot of levels done. So it's not like that. Seem to have better luck hiring artists and programmers. Yeah, I mean, dude, there's something about programmers that, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious what it is, but, yeah, it's been hard hiring programmers. For sure. It does work sometimes, but it's been very painful. There's more artists in the market. Yeah, but the real dynamic is that the artists can't go to Facebook and make $700,000 a year. So, for doing nothing, right? Whereas the programmers can. That's the real difference. To what degree can the current state of AI replace artists? For what we do in games, basically zero. Can't do anything. I would expect that what you would see is AI assists coming into artist tools in a way that's very helpful and saves time. But even that is not really there yet. What's a good programmer versus a bad one? I mean, if you're even asking that question, you're probably not in the good programmer bucket, because to be a good programmer, you have to be actively making decisions all the time about what's the better approach and what's the worst approach. So it should be obvious to you, if you've even programmed at all, what that process looks like. So that's your job as a programmer, is to decide effectively what's the better approach and what's the worst approach. So if you're doing that, then you should have a picture of what a good programmer is. Honestly. Your knowledge is just CS at university. Even at school, if it's a good school, you should have gotten some practice in that. Like, if your school didn't teach you that some things are better than others, then you're in real trouble and you should get your money back. But, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, just honestly, the fundamental skill is you want to just be trying to be the best. Like, a lot of people don't even do that. A lot of people are like, well, whatever, I'm just going to program and I don't care what happens. Like, if you're actually trying to be the best and looking at what you're doing and how it goes, that'll put you again above 90% of people, honestly, right there. Regardless of whether you make the right call on specific decisions, just trying. I mean, most computer science schools have courses that you get toward the end where you're doing a bigger project with other people, right? Like, maybe it's a mock operating system project or something like that. But, most decent schools, right, like in the beginning, obviously, it's just little homework assignments and stuff. But later, you get projects where you have to make decisions. You feel like university kills that? Yeah, I mean, the popular culture in the left wing, which all universities basically are left wing now, is about you shouldn't be trying to be better than other people because that's evil, right? But like, that's your job. Your job as a programmer is to be a very good programmer, right? And that means being better than average. That's just what that means. So, I realize that that's not popular, but there's a reason why schools are kind of starting to be heavily criticized. You don't have to be trying to be the best in a mean way or whatever, right? There's this way, and I participated in this, right? There's this younger guy programmer culture where you try really hard to show off and that other people suck and whatever. Like, it's not necessary that way, It doesn't have to be mean. It doesn't have to be, dissing people or whatever. But it does have to be just like self-improvement and really trying to be the person who does the best job. And trying to be the best. Like, look, there's nothing wrong with the idea that you're in a room full of programmers and you look around and you're like, yeah, well, I mean, this is an analogy, right? Because you can't tell how good of a programmer is from just looking at them in a room. But like, if you look around and you're like, yeah, I'm the best programmer in this room, that's not like, yes, you have egotistical people who are clowns and who are wrong about that. But like, your goal should be to be correct about that and have that be the case, right? That's where good programmers come from. There's no other process that produces good programmers, because it's about looking at the decisions that other people are making and that you are making and seeing how they come out and trying to do better. And if you do that enough, you'll have done it more and more correctly than most other people. And, that's just the goal. In your college year 3 project takes the whole year. Yeah. A lot of places are like that. And I think that's healthy as long as it is a challenging project that should take the whole year, right? Like, sometimes it's a stupid project and everybody just like floats for most of the time. You should see how many guys just copy pasta ChatGPT. Yeah, they're not going to have jobs, because guess what? If the code can be written by pasting GPT, that's what people in the workplace will do. So why do we need a programmer for that, right? Yeah, they're not going to have jobs. Okay, let me get back to doing some rooms here. Even after all the rooms are done, we still have to do the teleporter hookup, which is a whole other thing. Okay. So we've got our screenshot in Mario Paint. AI is super helpful, has improved Google search. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, if you're looking at an API that you've never seen before, or you don't know what API to use or whatever, you can ask an AI that question, and you might not even get the best answer, but you'll get a good starting point, right? Whereas like trying to search the web for what is relevant to a topic is very hard. It used to be easier, but it's very hard now. Yeah, but like asking it to write the code for you, you're not going to get anything good out of that. And again, I just tweeted this, but like, anyone who says that you can ask it to write the code for you and get something good is like either lying or in the bottom, 20% of programmers. And I only say 20% because there's so many bad programmers out there. Yeah. I just get tired of the lying though. The lying makes me really kind of angry. honestly. Let me see what people are saying in reply to this. Some guy from Anthropic was like, programmers are so much more productive now. And I'm just like, no, they're not. No, they're not. Yeah. Yeah, I get tired of the lying. This guy was just like, look, DMs are full of similar stories of people who did a month's worth of side projects in 5 days. Like, none of that's just true. None of that's true. Because if it were true, it would be very easy to demonstrate. All you do is you start up your twitch.tv and you do a live stream like Primogen and friends did the other month, where you just build something from scratch and you would just be able to demo that and it would work. Unlike for Primogen and friends, where it didn't work at all. Right? It's very easy to prove if you can actually program with this. And nobody has done that. Is the Mace Windu movie real? I mean, I wouldn't mind a Mace Windu movie, but like, dude, Mace Windu is the worst name for Samuel L. Jackson ever. You didn't believe it would work, so you didn't watch it? Yeah, I mean, what happened was they tried vibe coding in the beginning and a few times in the middle. But for the most part, they basically just programmed the game, you know? And even then, they like barely had a game at the end of the week. Okay. Anyway, we got our screenshot in Mario Paint. And then gonna go up here. You guys, there's my Mario Paint screenshot. Is there like a Wario Paint? I feel like there is, but if there isn't, there should be. And like you try to paint stuff and it comes out all super messed up and gnarly. That would be a good idea. Okay, so we've got this thing, right? We've got the thing. This just seems off right here. Hold on. So I've got this thing. We've got the green room. That's fine. Here, this is a mostly empty connector. Like this is like this. I don't know what I was smoking when we did that. So, and then the thing is you can't walk through here, like I said. So maybe we'll just let you connect this way. And then this is like a thing. And then so here we have this thing with this island. And then here there's just some more stuff, and there's like oh, this was the scraggly ass island that we connected up. I don't even know if this puzzle works right now. We got to go to the to-do and say play test and fix the scraggly ass island puzzle. Okay. Okay. Would I ever make a multiplayer game? My very first video game in the games industry was a multiplayer game. Would I make another one? Maybe. Maybe. All right. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, this is scraggly ass island, and then there's just some stuff. Whoops. There's some stuff down here, and like I'm just making a big blob here. We could connect this as a point of fact. Whoops. Dude, I typoed that. We could connect this to here just to do it. Okay. This is a rendering error. Don't mind that at all. And let's worry about up here for a second. So we've got this. We've got this river on a lily pad, or mirror on a lily pad. That's fine. We've got whatever this is. That's fine. And then it ends out here. So that's fine. So really, we've just got what is south? Wait. 1, 2, 3. So, like down here, why do we have that? That's very weird. So like down here, we have some island situation. That's like not even, there's no teleporter on there. Here, we do have an island situation. It's a little more orange, and it does have a teleporter. But it's up here. So we're going to go there. We're going to go 1. think that fits. Yeah. So, and then this is going to be a dark brown. That's got a teleporter on it. Okay. And this is going to be FT or FU wedge. Delete that. And then this is just going to be, you know what, we could put these on top of the river. That would be funny. Just symbolizing that you travel on the river, right? And we could, again, just put some of these to symbolize, because that's an empty room there, actually. And then, so here is an island, but then also here is an island. This one also has a teleporter, and it doesn't really go anywhere. This is just like FU Midway. It is the island of Midway. That's not even really accurate, but whatever. Okay. And then here, we're just going to keep doing this. Okay. So that's these random islands. And that takes care of that whole quadrant of the map as far as I can tell. So we just kind of have up here, and we might be missing some stuff. So basically, Priestess Club, Hyperjump, if that's the right place for hyperjump. Oh no, that's not hyperjump. That's the down and up thing. This is hyperjump. We basically have to audit the whole northeast quadrant because some stuff might have moved and whatever. In fact, all this actually what's our best way of going about this? Let's just sort of screenshot the middle going east for 4 rooms, including 1 room to the south. And that's going to be a little challenging, but because there's some verticality there. All right, so the middle, and we want to go from there. I think it's mostly done, but we're just going to audit that. And here we go. All right, so we're going to put that in Wario Paint. I'm going to visit chat to see how it's going. I might go out dancing, guys, and then pick this up again. Never explained what kind of dance I do. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Okay. Yeah, I might go out in about 10-15 minutes. But first, let's try to get as much of the map done as we can prior to that. So these we did. I'm not sure about what's south of here. Okay, wait. We've got purple room, purple room. Yeah, this is not accurate. This is. Although honestly, I would. Let's not bother with that for now, but we could elaborate on this if we wanted to. Okay, this thing is accurate. The room east of it is fine. There's no teleporter there. It's fine. This is not accurate right now. In fact, and the reason for that is because that's supposed to be this, and it just moved. So we're just going to delete that. Oh my God, all these things are in hyperjump. We don't want that. Okay, these guys have their own teleporter now, actually. So we're going to put one there. It didn't before, which is why all these were in that other group. But here, 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 this is going to be FU Priestess Club. And then okay, all of this is... See, the mirrors have their own as well now, too. There's one here. This is going to be FU Mirrorable Mirrors. And now this one is going to be... Wait, where's the top of the elevator? Where's the top of the elevator? Oh, it's not. Okay. This is going to be FU hyper jump. I don't know why I can't see that platform. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. I didn't get the walls, but that's fine. I mean, this teleporter was like outside, but it's inside now. So we're just going to put it there. And we're going to put that. And we're going to put that. And those are going to be in the same group. And this is going to get deleted. Deleted. Okay, so that's hyperjump. And then east of hyperjump is basically nothing right now. Boom. Now, northeast of hyperjump is something. So I'm going to put there. It's just some islands and stuff. This one is kind of aquamarine. I don't know what color. This is not even, it's more blue than that. But it's not cyan. It's like that. Okay, and then this is gonna, I don't know, it's just gonna be some brown. We don't care. We don't care. There is a teleporter here. And what is this one? Orange pivot. Okay. So, I mean, this could be there. This could be there. Okay. Well, so northwest of Hyperjump is this mirror situation, and then Priestess Club, and then west of Priestess Club. Okay, this is all accurate now. Everything in the Wario Paint screenshot is accurate. So now we look at sort of one further north. Where's the crossroads? Really, we only have this, and to be honest, there's no teleporter there. So we kind of don't care a ton about that. I'm just going to paste it into Wario Paint and go here. And we're just going to do some bull crap there. That's up here. So we're just going to change the color a little. And this comes up the middle. It squiggles left. It goes kind of up, I guess. I don't know. And then we're going to okay, wait. This is not really the middle. Whatever. This is fine. And we're just going to put this in that group because you cannot access it by its own teleporter. And as far as I know, till I play test, that is the layout. Now we're still going to change it. So whatever. And there's probably a bunch of mistakes. But that is a milestone. We have done the pass. Now the next step is going to be actually hooking up the IDs between all the teleporters so they teleport back and forth to the right places. And then there's some commands that like sanity check the grouping to make sure that like every teleporter's in a group and there aren't entities that aren't in the group and all that. So we might do that later tonight after I come back from fun dancing. We still have a little bit before I gotta go. But first I'm going to take the W. First I'm going to take the W. How is chat? Dude map needs more orthogonal walls. Non-orthogonal walls. Did I just link the game from start to finish? I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. That's one particular area of the game. Let's put it that way. One particular area of the game. Okay. We got to play test and fix. Let's make a little thing. Endpoint. Wait, what was endpoint bonanza? Yeah, I think we did that. We must have. All right, so here we got to hook up teleporter IDs, and then we got a sanity test grouping. And then once those happen, we're in an okay place and could actually playtest, except I didn't set up the multi-smash room to be playable. That is a thing that, yeah. We could do that right now after I take the W here. Just get it off the list. All right, I'm checking some stuff in under world progress. You know, the other thing I want to do tonight is ship builds to playtesters and, you know, publishers that we're talking to and stuff. Okay. We also, what we might play with tonight, instead of, I might continue this tomorrow. What we might play with when I get back tonight is our ex-summer intern, who has now joined the team full-time, did a little thing to hook up. So we have our subtitles files that you guys have probably seen before, right? So here we just have a lot of temporary stuff, but they're just like subtitles in our own format, and it's like who's speaking and what's the timestamp and all that. And so he actually wrote the plugin to go to 11 Labs and map these characters to voices and generate the voices in a WAV file. So we might do that tonight and like pick out voices for the characters and stuff. That would be more fun than what I have been doing. How's the 11 Lab voiceovers? Well, we haven't actually gotten to the point where we're trying to use them, and we're not trying to use them for the real game. We will use real actors for the final game, assuming that the frickin' voice actors union decides to ever work again. But you know, this is just temporary, but it's to get a feel of the game and how is the dialogue working and how much do we want to have? Is it too much? Like, it's much better to make that kind of decision and refine the writing, you know, before it has to be done. Do we pay our summer interns? Yes. Use non-SAG talent. Yeah, I mean, the problem is just getting hooked in to a process that hooks you up with good voice actors, right? So when we went to Warner Brothers for The Witness, it was very stark, like how much better that was than like our audio guy had been trying to audition people off the internet. And like that just didn't work very well. They're allowed to work, they just don't promote the things they work on. Well, like if we were to do like we did on The Witness and book the ADR facility at Warner Brothers and have them run the casting and do, you know, like working with the actors and all that. I don't think they're allowed to do that right now. Like when I emailed them, I think they said, hey, you know, we're still in the middle of the strike, so we can't really do these services, but we may be able to do them later. Maybe that's changed. I don't know. All right. Anyway, so maybe we'll do that. I'll put that try the voice thingy. Okay. Let's try to do the multi-smash room, although we've only got about 10 minutes. But maybe it won't take that long. The multi-smash room is weird. It's going to have to change a lot. A lot of these things are going to have to change a lot. Oh, wait, I started doing it. So what I need to do to set up playability is like set up these object resets and stuff. And I had started doing this apparently. And I just didn't finish. Good for me. Good for me. Oh, oh no, yeah, there's a problem. We don't have enough different stuff to smash for what I'm doing here. Right. The problem is we want the beams to be the last smashable. That's like The Last Samurai, but different. Okay, so we want and if we put mirror under beam, we get beams reflecting off in weird directions. So we actually really want to totally reorder all this. We want stones and then crystals and then mirrors and then skippy stones. So this, I might not get this done in the next 7 minutes, but we're going to start. This is all just playing around anyway, but this is part of what we're doing is like solving the logistics problems that we have. So these skippy stones here can't quite do right now. So we're going to go crystals. Okay. And I'm just going to repeat this pattern. This will maybe change, but whatever. Stones, crystals, what did I say? Mirrors. That's crazy. All right, so mirrors. Whoops. Then skippy stones. And we probably don't need all of them, but whatever. Are all these placed? Yeah. Mirrors, skippy stones, then beams. Where did my beams go? Did I delete all the beams? What? Yeah, did I delete them? That's so weird of me. All right. Then beams. Oh, no. Then rover, though. That's the thing. Then rover, then beam. So here we have a rover. We're going to do something funny where there's a rover here. Prior to the rover, prior to the rover, there's going to be all these guys. Well, I mean, I need to make it so you can't This is going to be hard because you might... I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. Maybe he's buried in these. And that's why... Okay. This is weird because... I don't know. So that guy's buried in there. He'll come out. We could like put him more off to the side or something if we want. Skippy stones, rovers, and then beams. Okay, so we got to hook all these up. So you do stones, you get to this. This unlocks crystals. All right. You do crystals, you do this. This unlocks mirrors, which by necessity also has to unlock this. Okay, then you go up there, you do the mirror. That unlocks wait, did I do this wrong? This is 34312. This is 34306. Which was that one? Yeah, okay, we're good. So you do that, you smash the mirrors, you get this one, which is Skippy Stones. All right. And then smash the Skippy Stones, you get rovers. All right. Wait, 34302. That sounds 06. 06, 1, 2. Oh, the numbers. So you do rovers, and then that gives you beams. And then you do beams, and you can get to the next place. Now, instead of this, like I'm not sure what the angle is here. It's actually, it's higher than you think by like 4 squares. So like I want people to see that there's a room back there, but this rover should not be able to drive around. So I'm maybe going to put some fences here. Okay. So it's going to be time to go for me very soon. Let's just see what happens if we do this. Now the levels might be solved on this machine, so I don't know. Okay, we got it. Get rid of our superpowers. All right. So we cannot go back here. Whoops, I'm cheating. We cannot go back here. We got to solve this level. We solved that level. If I go down, I take the teleporter, I go back up. Great. Boom, boom. Done. I solve this level. Spoilers. Boom, we get a crystal. Billy crystal. Boom, bam, done. I solve this level. We get mirror, and mirror is not smashable by normal means. So we do this, bam, and then boom, and then we go in, we get that level, and that should give us Skippy Stone. There we go. Do that one, bam, bam. That gives us Rover, who's driving around. We could actually have him driving north, and then you got to push him south, right? The problem is that sort of cuts off that corner. So maybe I'll put him off to the side. But the point being, you solve that level, and then you get beam, and beam is also not smashable by normal means. So, oh wait, we didn't do rover. Wait, that needs to smash rover. Because here's what happens when we smash beam. Well, I kind of sequence broke there for a minute. When we smash beam, we get that, right? And now we're not going to be able to push the rover because he's got a gem on him up there. But the idea is you do all the things and you get through there. So this almost works, but not quite. And the reason is we're skipping rover. Okay. I'm going to go out and move and stuff. And then I will come back and we'll hopefully fix this because this is close to being functional. The thing is, maybe we actually have too many object types, right? For how many levels we have. I thought we didn't have enough, but it may be the opposite. Oh, wait, no, there's a level down there that we never did. Wait, what? Okay, so, right. So after doing the Skippy stones, yeah, see, here's the thing. After doing the Skippy stones, it unlocks this and the rover. So, and we didn't do the Skippy stone level, but so these both became available at the same time is the problem. And so maybe this just isn't there. Maybe it's there. And then the rover one is up here. Right? And then let's do the idea where, okay, this is hard to make out, so to speak. We're just going to have a little tuck closet in here where this guy lives. And that's a little bit strange. Oh, you know what? I put the tuck closet in the wrong place. We want it to be there. So, whoops. And the reason is, so we want you to have room to go around this before it's popped, right? But then also, we want you to have to push the rover to get on it. You want to push it south. So we'll test this whole sequence on a new game later tonight. But so then we do that. We do the rover. See, we want doing the rover to smash the rovers. This still isn't right. We smash the rovers. Then we do this level to smash these, and that ends the thing. So smashing the rovers has to do something like we need another one on a rover that doesn't drive around. Like, okay, like suppose, but it also has to be high up is the thing, because you can't be pushing stuff to get to it. So like, what if we have a cage here and this is there, and that is what 40694 is what smashes. Yeah, that smashes the beams. So you smash the rovers to get this guy. And like, it's weird. Maybe these could also be tucked over here. I don't know. This is a weird thing to do. The thing is, if these guys are driving on top of each other, they'll fly all over the place. And we don't really want that. That's maybe not good. Okay. We'll try this out later. I'm going to take the W. And we're going to go out and have a little bit of fun for a few minutes. That was fun. All right, let me wait for the. There we go. It came up. Boom. All right, thank you everybody. I will be back in a couple hours or maybe a little less. I don't know. We're not gonna raid right now. Don't have time to figure it out. It always takes an hour. But you can go to the software and game development channel and see what's going on. All right, thanks everyone. See you later.